me take this off right now. Um, here. Here, paste. Hi guys. Alrighty. If anybody wants to jump in the box, just click that link and we can discuss anything as the title says. Thank you for the likes. Let's see. Let's go news.
All right.
Hi.
Hey, what's going on? I can't really show my whole self because I'm at work, but I just want to see.
I understand.
Okay. All right. Just saying. Just saying. So what's going on? How are you?
Nothing much.
There's a delay on your YouTube.
Oh, there is?
No, it's all right. You don't have to say I'm sorry. That's good. That's fine. Just letting you know. I'm just trying to help.
Thank you.
What happened? Got disconnected?
No. Why?
Oh, there you are. Oh, there I am. I almost didn't see myself. Okay, okay, okay. Hold on. Yeah. I'm trying to get this freaking thing to work, and it's just giving me a hard time to make it work. Anyway, so what's the topic about? I mean, you want to talk about what the heck? What are we talking about? Huh?
Anything that you want to talk about.
All right. You know what? Let me see if I can do it this way. Let's see my phone. Okay. Yeah. There's really nothing much going on, but I'll tell you one thing. I could start one thing. Wait, I want to make sure. Yeah, I mean, I saw you the other day. You happen to be on YouTube a lot, and are you also on Rumble by any chance?
Yes, I'm on both.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good. And I see. Oh, you. Right now, I'm looking at what does it says? Vice President Vance attending Turning Point event.
Eric
That's old, isn't it?
No, this was only a day ago. Eric Kirk tells stories of seeing signs.
Yeah. Did you hear about Candace Cow Dance? She is really going like crazy against Erica, against anyone, and the she's talking about the conspiracy, talking about all that kind of crazy stuff. Have you heard about that?
I don't really like to watch her. She's so negative, and yeah,
She's toxic. Honest to God, she's toxic.
She does not like Erica. It seems like she has nothing but bad things to say about her.
Yeah. Anyone else wants to join in, guys? Because I'm gonna leave at 7. I think she has that link she's sharing, which is really great. That's what we were talking about. Where's the rest of the other guys? So
X said give him 10 minutes.
Yeah, yeah. All right, that's fine. That's fine. But I tell you, do you also remember when the memorial of Kirk and everybody, and she was really upset because she wasn't Candace. She wasn't invited. Do you remember?
Yes.
Yeah.
That could also be it. Why she's so
Oh my
mean.
gosh, she's bitter. She's angry. This woman.
Oh yes, she is.
Ay, yikes! Oh my God. Hey, you're looking good as usual. It's really nice. I mean,
Thank
do you have the lights on or no?
Yeah, I do. I do.
Okay, good. No. I'm just saying.
I do.
That's good. No, I see clearly, and I don't hear the video. Do you have the sound off, or
I have it muted because I
you
won't.
have it muted?
I don't know if I'll be able to hear you guys. It would have to be low.
Yeah. Can you be able to turn on the closed captioning?
Those are the 3 questions.
If they allow it, if they have it on the video, I can. Let me see.
So to me,
there we go.
Yeah, at least we hear what she's talking about. That would be nice.
There you go. Do you see it?
Hey, where's your other friends? Let them join in. Guys, just click on that link.
X said just give him 10 minutes and he'll be in.
Okay. Yeah, that would be nice. But I'm waiting on the closed captioning.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's there.
Now here it comes. Nice. This is Erica, right?
Yes, this is Erica Kirk.
You know, honest to God, she really breaks my heart, the poor woman. She's young, she's energetic, she's pretty. Think about it. I mean, I understand Kirk, rest in peace, he passed away and he's gone. But let me tell you something. You know who really suffers the most right now? The living one.
The children and her.
Yeah, her. Look, she just what? How long she's been married? For what? 2-3 years?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Can you imagine you've been married, newlywed, only you have 2 kids and anyway, let's hopefully someone else joins in. Maybe they could touch up on that and see what they have to say. Oh, also, on the other hand, I know you don't live in New York, but what do you think of the what's happening of this guy? What's his name? Donnie versus.
I don't really know much on that subject, but I do pray that because New York is actually lefties, right? They're on the left side, right?
Yeah, I don't want to use the
They're
word
not
all. I'm not going to say that, okay? I'm not going to say that. But it is a democratic state. I agree.
Yeah, I do pray that they turn right, you know?
You know something? Let me tell you something. Did you see what happened to UK by any chance? UK, what happened is mostly it's predominantly Muslims, and this guy, the mayor of London, Khan.
Oh yeah, I heard about
it. It's just terrible. The place is literally owned, and not only that, even this guy, his name is Tommy Robinson. there's so many people out there, they just start waking up and they start to realize what's happening anyway. So there are things I don't like. I mean, in most of us, we're just talking, and what we need to do is we need to do action by saying that, like vote, stand up
Yes,
for what you believe in, you know, things like that.
exactly.
Anyway, can you put the sound on? I want to hear what he has to say. Can you please?
Oh, I can do that for you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yep.
You're
I
welcome.
remember when I was a sophomore in high school, I went to an event at my church, which was a book
I need the
signing
closed
with
caption on,
Oliver
please.
North and Sean
All
Hannity, Fox
right.
News host. And this was back
Okay.
before, I mean, this was, I guess,
You
25
go.
years ago.
All right.
And so neither of these guys was as big as they are today. And I remember standing in line and I'm about to say hello to Oliver North and Sean Hannity. And I remember thinking to myself, I was so nervous. All I need to do is shake my hand or shake their hand, give them a firm handshake and tell them my name. That's what I'm thinking.
Wow.
Firm handshake, tell them my
Is
name.
this live?
Firm handshake, tell them my name. In front of the line.
Really?
And Sean Hannity looks at
Um,
me and he says,
Or you
how
don't
are
know?
you
It's
doing?
okay if you don't know. It's okay.
it was a day ago,
Oh,
so
no,
no.
it's not bad. So
It was only,
okay. Let's hear
yeah,
it.
it was only 6 minutes long.
I admire your guys' courage, and please don't be nervous. If you need to work through a question, think about
Don't be
it,
nervous.
speak it. We're all here to have a nice conversation, and we're all supportive of it. Here's the thing when you talk about forcing, I'm going to answer your question, of forcing Christianity, forcing people to pray. There's a liberal idea out there that I think is wrong, and that's that liberalism is the source of freedom of religion. And
I like
actually,
JD
if
fans.
you go back to the original founding
Yeah.
document of the United States of America, if you go back to the Anglo legal tradition, well before there was ever a United States of America, what you find is that freedom of religion is actually a Christian concept. And the reason,
Hi, welcome back. You can get in the box. Just click on the
and the
link.
reason it's a
Yeah, get in
Christian
the box,
concept
guys.
is very simple. Because Christianity,
Get in the
Imago
box,
Dei,
everybody.
the idea that we are all
Yeah,
made in
click
the
the
image of
link.
our Creator, means that we must respect the free will of person. Now, part of that is you have a conversation with people. Having free will doesn't mean that you're not allowed to encourage somebody, that you're not allowed to talk to somebody about your faith, that you're not allowed to talk about certain values in school. When our founders talked about freedom of religion, they didn't mean you weren't allowed to say a Christian prayer in a public school or that you weren't allowed to talk about Jesus Christ in a public forum. It just meant that nobody could force you to profess the Christian faith. That had to come from your own free will. And I believe that, and I think every Christian who I've ever spoken to believes that the source is the Christian, the source of your faith,
Oh,
the
okay.
Christian
You're
understanding
welcome.
must be your own free will. But here's the thing about Christian values. There are a
Christian
lot of
values,
Christian
baby.
values out there that I think that we've just sort of assumed and we've in fact taken for
Yeah,
granted.
and you know what? I
Christian
used to watch
values are
Fox
the
News. This
idea
is Tucker
that you should
Carlson.
respect
I
every
just learned a
single
lot about
person
him.
as an individual. Whatever the
I don't have
color of their
much good
skin,
things to say
created in
about
the
him
image
anymore.
of
But
God, that's a Christian.
let's hear what
And in
JD
fact,
Vance
the
has to
Christian
say.
empire, Great Britain, that abolished slavery to begin with. The idea that we should eliminate child sacrifice. What did the Christian settlers find when they came to the New World? They found a lot of civilizations that were murdering babies in weird religious rituals. It was Christianity that said we don't kill children
Amen.
just because they're somehow inconvenient to people. A lot of the things, human rights, the very idea that human beings have rights
I like the
are a
restream
Christian
that you have.
concept. And so I'd
It's
ask
nice.
you, my
I
assumption,
can join
based on
you.
the
Someone
question,
else
is
can
that
join
you're
you. That's
skeptical
nice.
of Christianity, or at least of
Hey
certain
there.
public professions of Christianity. One of my favorite Bible verses is, "By your fruits ye shall know them." And I think that the
Thank you
fruits
for the
of the
light.
Christian faith are
Bless.
the most moral,
God
the
bless
most
you.
just, and the most prosperous civilization in history. I make no apologies for believing that Christianity is the pathway to
Oh,
God.
thank you for the
I make no
light.
apologies for thinking that Christian values are an important foundation of this country,
Christian
but I'm not going
values,
to force you
nice.
to believe in anything, because that's not what God wants, and that's not what I want either.
So,
Go ahead.
for the school system, do you agree
Yeah,
that
and
there should be Christian implementation, or do
Oh,
you
nice.
think that school system should be neutral and be
that.
focused on science, literature, reading, writing, arithmetic?
Well, I reject the idea that anything is purely neutral. Okay, there are, for example, let's take a basic scientific fact, and this is a little spicy. I'm not trying to make this too controversial, but take the basic scientific fact of, can you take a pill to change your biological gender? Okay? Now, that's something that 15 years ago, quite literally, every single scientist in the Western world would have said, absolutely not, that's crazy, and now people will. I think the premise of your
It's
question,
okay.
I don't totally share it because I don't think perfect neutrality is possible. What is it? You talk about history. Was Christopher Columbus a great explorer, or was he a guy who committed genocide against the native populations? These debates, I'm happy to have them, but I reject the idea that there are truly neutral debates. Anybody who's telling you their view is neutral likely has an agenda to sell you, and I'm at least honest about the fact that I think the Christian foundation of this country is a good thing. Next.
Okay, thank you. And for the pill you're talking about, what do you mean specifically? Are you talking about testosterone, estrogen?
Yeah, I'm talking about hormone replacement therapy. That's what I'm talking about. Just to be respectful, let's keep it going.
Yes, thank you. Have a good night.
You too.
Oh my goodness, that was good.
Yeah, I heard
you.
that.
Oh, miss, I got a question. Are you ready?
Oh no, you see him, that guy?
Yeah.
Cuomo and Mamdani. It just went away.
That
Okay,
was
okay, leave it,
impressive.
leave it,
They
leave it
told me
on.
that
Thank
would be
you.
impressive, and they were exactly right.
Okay.
So let me say a few words of thank you first to my dear friend and the widow of my dear friend Charlie Kirk. Erica, you have been such an amazing inspiration to the entire country. How much do we love Erica Kirk? She's done a hell of a job. I want to thank. We have a couple of Miss Senators here. We have both Senator Roger Wicker and Senator Cindy Hyde-Smith. Thank you guys for being here. We have the governor of Mississippi with us. We got an all-star crowd here. Governor, thank you for being here. And most importantly, we have got over 10,000 students from across Mississippi.
Wow.
We are proud to have you, and we know that you
Wow.
are the future of Charlie Kirk's legacy.
Yes.
So thank you for being here.
Huh?
Charlie Kirk Foundation.
Yes.
You know, I got this whole speech written, and I'm not going to deliver any of what I had written. I'm just going to speak from the heart because that's what Charlie would so often do. And
I don't know how I missed this one. I didn't see this one.
you know, when I think about what we lost
This
6
was
weeks
just a
ago,
day
it
ago.
feels like forever ago when I was in a meeting
It was
in
in
the West Wing,
Mississippi at the
and one of my staff
university.
members came in and said that Charlie had been shot. And then I looked at my phone and I saw all the text
Ciao.
messages and realized that my
Always
dear
got cup
friend
in
had
my
been
hand.
very seriously injured. Now,
No.
in the West Wing at that time, we actually
Funny
thought that
company.
Charlie
Well,
had
you
a
know,
chance. We didn't know that he was
I
eventually
gotta stay at work the
gonna
whole night.
pass away.
So
There were initial reports from the medical team that maybe things
Who's
were going
safe?
okay, and of course,
be
eventually
safe.
Charlie took his
Thank you.
last breath and went home to be with his Lord and Savior. I
Amen.
remember thinking at that moment, first, of course, about Erica and the children. They've got their oldest, their daughter, is very similar in age to our youngest child. And I remember thinking, what a terrible tragedy for that family. And the second thing
Your
that I
stream
thought
is
was
really
what a
nice.
tragedy
It's
for the United
clear,
States
it's
of
clean,
America.
and
Because
no
Charlie
glitches.
wasn't
That's
just
nice.
a political figure. He wasn't just a guy who
I
went around
prayed before I
campus
came
and
on,
said very
honestly.
interesting
Oh, you tested
things
it?
and hosted all of these debates.
It
Well,
He was
yes,
a
but
person
I
who
also
particularly to the
prayed.
young people of this country, to all of you,
I was like,
had the
Lord, let
very
this
best
work, please.
advice.
Yeah, well, you
And I
know.
think that's
And
the most
also, I like the
important
one
way
that
for me to
says,
honor Charlie, which
my
is to repeat
Patreon.
that advice. Something
Hey,
I found true
Parasili
in my
Vision.
own life. Charlie
How's my
wanted all
favorite
of you,
streamer? He's asking you.
whatever
Yeah,
life
you got
path
somebody
you
in the
chose,
house.
whatever career
Hi,
you chose, whatever you
Vision.
ultimately
I'm
did for a
doing
living,
okay. You can get in the
Charlie wanted
box.
you more
Just
than
click on the
anything
link
to invest
that's in
in
that.
the things that were worth having, to
Yeah, I'm gonna be
build
leaving
a
soon,
life
so she's gonna be
that
all
was worth
lonely.
building. And that
Because I'm
started
at work.
the most important advice he ever gave you was
I like
fall
your
in
new
love,
stream.
get married, and start a family.
Thank
And I
you.
can't
Yeah,
hear
it's real
Charlie
nice.
without
I like
repeating
it.
that most important advice. Now, most of you are probably too young to have found the person you're going to spend the rest of your life with. Some of you are lucky enough to have found that person already. But I will tell you,
Where is the
if
other
you're
guy?
as
What's his
lucky and
name?
blessed as I
Ed?
have been, it hits you like a ton of
Yeah,
bricks.
there's a whole
And I
bunch of
found
people
that
you used to have.
person
Well, maybe
in
they
my
don't know
lovely
about
wife,
your
Usha,
stream.
our second lady, who is here with us today. She's sitting in the audience somewhere. I don't know where.
We'll be here.
But I love you, honey. And have children. That's something Charlie also always told. I grew up in a generation. I'm 41
I
years
think-
old. I'm
wait.
a millennial. And if you're being
Oh,
uncharitable,
somebody
you would call me
commented
a
on my
geriatric
video.
millennial, which I really hate. I
Aw.
really hate being
Thank
called
you,
a
guys.
geriatric millennial, but
Thank
here
you,
I am at
guys.
41.
Thank you,
You
guys.
probably
All of you, like,
commented on my
got great
videos.
wisdom.
Thank you,
Oh,
guys.
One regret.
go check out that
The only
bagel
regret that I really
video,
have
the
in my
pastry.
Yeah, I
entire
love
life,
that
and I've
one.
made plenty
You're
of
making me
mistakes,
hungry.
but the one
My
regret I have is
my
that, frankly,
editor
I wish
is
we'd
truly
start having
blessed
kids
in my
sooner.
life. He's
Because
You must be
amazing.
paying him a lot of
young
money,
father,
woman.
you realize what an incredible blessing they are,
Oh,
but they're also very
he
exhausting.
definitely needs it.
And I know here at
He
Ole
deserves
Miss,
it. He
Well, how
does.
much you
And
paying him? Be honest.
and I know at Ole
Nothing.
Miss, occasionally some of you will have
I
a
love
few
the way you said nothing.
drinks on a Friday, Saturday.
That's
Hey,
a
you
good
want
one. I love
honesty?
that.
You want honesty?
Yeah,
Here in
that
SEC
you know what?
country.
I like that.
But here's
That's the
thing.
truth. Say,
When
you asked me.
go
But in my
out
heart,
until 3 in
I
the morning
definitely
and
do
wake
want
up
to
at 6 a.m. for
pay him
class,
for it
the
because he
thing
is
that
a
I've
blessing.
Nah.
learned in
Well,
my
if he
old
said
age
nothing,
is
if
that
he said don't
incredible
pay me, then
energy,
don't pay him. I
God
mean,
actually meant it
I
for
maybe
will
he's doing it out
purpose,
of good
and
heart,
that
good
purpose
generosity. You
was
know.
to help
I
take care
will
of a
always
family. So
respect
while
that.
you're young, have those
Yeah.
But he
babies
does
if you're
a
able to.
great
That's
work with
something
my
Charlie
channel.
said all the time.
Yeah, I watched that bagel thing. It's real nice.
Oh, warm, tasty bagels. Yes.
But if that advice,
It's
if you
even
think
better
that
when you go
advice,
to
Charlie
a
wanted
bakery,
you
a
to
bakery
get
like
married,
that,
he wanted
and
you to fall
you,
in love,
you
he wanted
take
you to
them
build
when
a
they're
family, he
fresh.
wanted you
You
vocation.
know,
That was the advice that he gave for
Yeah.
instead of
But
buying
it's
them on the
not
shelf
just
when they're
about you,
cold.
that's
And
also about
they've
our
been there for
country
2 days.
and
You
about
know,
because
there's a
while
big
you
difference.
have the freedom to live life as you so choose,
Oh, thank you for the
your
live.
vice president to make the American dream as accessible as possible. And this is why, my friends, this is why we care about all the things that we care about. Why do I care so much about having a secure border in the United States of America? It's because I believe that
And
when
where
you
is Trump
let
right
in
now? Is he
a
in
flood of
Mar-a-Lago?
illegal immigration, what it does is it drives down the
Actually,
wages of young people.
he's well, he was. I don't know if he still is.
I think he is there,
He was
right?
in Palms Beach.
Yeah. I think he is there. You're right.
I think I spelled that.
and makes how
Yeah,
Oh,
right here.
he is there, right?
This was 2 hours ago. Yeah, let's watch it.
Things happen here, but no one really talks about it.
What exactly are we looking for? Some
Yeah. President Trump arrives in Palm Beach for the Air Force.
Well, pause the other video that you were showing us a few minutes ago in case some people just comment or elaborate.
I did. Oh,
What sound? I don't get it.
you don't hear it?
It's cracking. Oh, maybe it was the plane.
Huh?
Well, don't show the plane in the sky. We want to see what they're doing. I mean, if you can forward, that would be nice. We're live. Is it live? No.
It was
It's not live.
like hours, was 20 minutes long.
Yeah, I hear a cracking noise. No, I don't. I see the plane up in the sky. And what's that thing not patchy on? What is that thing for? Lower top left corner.
Oh, you put your camera on and you can zoom it that way.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you forward on the plane because nobody wants to see the plane up in the sky. so you can skip it. Like,
Well, we can.
there's a cracking noise. I don't know if it's my phone or is it yours. Yeah.
Pretty nifty how that thing works. Attached to itself.
This is my phone. You know what? Go ahead, kick me out, please. I need to install my phone.
Oh, okay. All right. Trying to get this thing off. Hi, guys. Let me put it back on Charlie. You mean Erica?
I had on the side wall, when you walk in, it was above the bookshelves, it says, on two framed pieces of paper, it says, "They will be known by the boldness of their faith." And when I hung that, as many women can attest to this, when you hang things, you see them all the time, you just kind of go about your life. And so, being in the position that I am now, it took me a while to even just make it back into our bedroom. I used to sprint from the opening door into the bathroom and sprint out. I was not ready to walk into our bedroom yet. And when I was finally able to sleep in our bed for the first time, I slept on his side of the bed. And I noticed, because he had to sleep a certain way on his side, facing the outside of the bed, because he had a bad back. I'm sure most of you didn't know that, but he had a really bad back. Anyways, so it's also why he wore compression socks too. I know a lot of people are like, why do you wear compression socks? Circulation. Anyways, so
Exactly.
he would sleep that direction, and so I found myself sleeping that direction as well. And when I woke up, for the past several nights that I've been able to be in there, I saw that the first thing I'd see is that on the wall, they will be known by the boldness of their faith. And I thought to myself, he saw that every single morning he woke up. I didn't, because I'm on the other side of the bed, so I'm facing the window. But he saw that every single morning. And then I thought to myself, because when I go to the office, I will never sit in his office chair. So there's like a couch on the side when you walk in, and I sit on the couch. And on his desk, flanked between the Bible verse of Micah chapter 6, verse 3, it all kind of came together for me. So he sees us on the wall, and then he sees on his desk these 3 questions that he would ask himself every single day. And it would be, what is something I can do for someone today? The second one was, what is something I can do to add value to the world today? And the third was, how can I honor God today? Those were the 3 questions combined with the words he saw every single morning. So to me, seeing on his desk, that was him suited up with the armor of the Lord every day. That was his combination. And what I'm realizing with that is those were the action points of how to have courage. Because you can ask me, well, how do I become courageous? Ask yourself those 3 questions every single day. And I promise you, you will get courage. You will. Because what death amplifies even more is that you only get one life. Just one. That's it. It's an eternal life. So that's why you have to live like it matters. But I want to remind you that God has created you for greatness, not for something that's lifeless, just greatness. And the question isn't how long you're going to live. It's what are you going to do with your life and the time that the Lord has blessed you with? What are you going to do with that? That's the question.
You made us spend our youth, our wealth in this country and gave us a dream. You don't owe us anything. We have worked hard for it. Then how can you, as a vice president, stand there and say that we have too many of them now and we are going to take them out?
Please.
I have no intention of causing a scene here or anything, but
We're not close to causing a scene,
Yeah.
don't worry. I can believe that we should have lower immigration levels, but if the United States passed a law and made a promise to somebody, the United States, of course, has to honor that promise. Nobody's talking about that. I'm talking about people who came in violation of the laws of the United States of America, and I'm talking about in the future reducing the number.
when you just said you are not stopping with the people who came here legally, right? But you are pushing out policies that hurt us. And these policies are not even solving the problems. These policies are just creating chaos.
Ma'am. Okay, so again, I'm gonna finish answering the question, and then if I've answered all 9 of your questions in less than 15 minutes, then we can keep on going. I can believe that the United States should lower its levels of immigration in the future, while also respecting that there are people who have come here through lawful immigration pathways that have contributed to the country. Does that mean that we're thereby committed to let in 1 million or 10 million or 100 million people a year in the future? No, that's not right. There's too many people who want to come to the United States of America, and my job as Vice President is not to look out for the interests of the whole world. It's to look out for the people of the United States.
Mira Joy, the overwhelming relief after Miralax helps you go.
not stopping with the people who came here legally, right? But you are pushing out these that hurt us.
Just because one person or 10 people or 100 people came in legally and contributed to the United States of America, does that mean that we're thereby committed to let in 1 million or 10 million or 100 million people a year in the future? No, that's not right. And my job as vice president is not to look out for the interests of the whole world. It's to look out for the people of the United States.
In focus now, Gianno Caldwell, Fox News political analyst. Look, who could miss it, Charlie Kirk style, but from a vice president? Your thought?
That's right. Right, and he was absolutely correct in what he just asserted. And I got to tell you, Erica Kirk, I mean, her words are so powerful. And I'm so glad to hear from her and that she's continuing to push forth with Charlie's legacy. Because what we see now is this assassination is a seed that has created a revival through this country, of faith, family, and conservatism. And it's just an honor to watch this all unfold, Harris. I got to tell you that.
Look, I want to show you something, too. Turning Point USA's Ole Miss chapter president Lindsay Lockman spoke about the surging membership since Kirk's death. Watch this.
200 people when I became president. We're now looking at well over 1,500 in the group chat that we're in. His death has motivated people not only to get involved on social media, but also to get involved on campus. The chapter has grown so significantly that every time we hold a chapter meeting, we hit capacity, and it's a fire hazard, which has been an interesting, wonderful problem to have.
Well, look, a lot of people, as you said, Gianno, are finding their faith through this path as well. The people are calling it the Charlie Kirk effect, in fact. And that may be why some of those students are joining chapters, too, because you're finding, you know, your faith walk during that time in your life often. Bible sales have jumped 36% year over year just in the month of September after Charlie Kirk's death. And, of course, he died September 10th. Your reaction?
And you know what, Harris, just a year or two ago, we were all concerned about the attendance in churches, the Bible sales, and many of the other things that showed that our country was moving away from its foundation of Christian values. But now things have turned around. I think they started with President Trump's campaign. We saw young people come into the fold, and now we're seeing it, the Charlie Kirk effect, as you just mentioned. Things are turning around in our country, and I'm so thankful as a person who's young and wants to have a family one day. I was very concerned about bringing children into this country with some of the things that we've seen as of late. But now that concern is evaporated because people have woken up. They take into the streets, they're protesting with their words, their hearts, and certainly letting it be known that Christ is King.
Amen. And don't you ever be afraid to bring a new life into the world because of what's happening.
Absolutely.
We are an exceptional country, and we can get anywhere that we decide together to get to. My dad taught me that as he was fighting for this nation that was going through civil rights struggles. You still bring that new life to the world. So I'm excited for the future for you. Look, what does this mean overall? I mentioned a few moments ago, this looks like absolutely a political convention, except for everybody's young. You don't have like politicians who've been in their offices for 50 years. Like, this is different.
No, 100%. And when I saw it and I looked at some of the videos, I thought it was church, like one of those big mega churches where people are praising God, they're thankful, grace is in the air, and certainly a message of ensuring that the country that we all love, all care for and dear, we're doing something about it. We're ensuring that our children do have a future. And to your point, Harris, I'm no longer concerned.
Amen. I know my last conversation on this show in July with Charlie Kirk, he and I talked about how that translates into voting at a younger age, right after you turn 18. He was so optimistic. We will watch it every step of the way. All right, Gianno, good to see you. Thank you.
Hey, everyone. I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-host.
Woo, that was good. Let's go back here. She didn't speak anything else. What are you guys wanting to watch?
In the Win with Zen sweepstakes, you can get a chance to win $100,000. There's more than one way to win.
So, oh, okay.
Love you guys too. Oh, it's hard not to cry after watching that. I haven't seen that portion of him saying that video since that day happened. But Charlie, when he came onto campus, he loved to immerse.
Florida, it is. Trump. Something's in my Palm Beach, Florida. All right. On Trump. Donald Trump urges Republicans to end.
Okay. Happy Halloween and all of that. So we had an amazing trip. We had incredible meetings with President Xi of China, as you know, with the brilliant. Okay. Happy Halloween and all of that. So we had an amazing trip. We had incredible meetings with President Xi of China, as you know, with the brilliant new minister of Japan. We just had a great time, and with the president of South Korea, we had an amazing journey. We also saw a lot of other countries. We brought back home with us trillions, many trillions of dollars, and our country is doing well. The shutdown proceeds because the Democrats just don't know what they're doing. I don't know what's wrong with them. They've never done a thing like this. They've become crazed lunatics. All they have to do is say, let's go, let's open up our country, and everything snaps back into shape. So there's something wrong with them. Who's going to meet? All they have to do is open up the country. Let them open up the country, and we'll meet. We'll meet very quickly. But they have to open up the country. It's their fault. Everything is their fault. It's so easily solved. You know, we have a number of Democrats that have already voted for this.
Thank you,
The Republicans are very unified. They're very strong, and they want to do what's right for the country. They don't want to see trillions of dollars wasted on people that came into our country illegally, many from prisons and many from areas that you don't want to even know about. So we'd like to see this taken care of rapidly. You have a lot of, we have tremendous support, but it's not even support, it's common sense. Open up the country. Obamacare has turned out to be a disaster, as I've been saying for years. It can be fixed or redone. People don't get good health care, and their premiums go up every single year. So we should change it. It's a disaster. Obamacare is bad health care at a very high price. So,
would you like to see a deal to extend?
Tonight we have a big celebration of Halloween, and I'll see you later. Thank you very much.
That's my president.
President, so we're heading down to Florida. I have a lot of meetings there, and lunches, meetings, a lot of things having to do with the economics of America. We took in approximately $3 trillion over the last few days from the trips that we made. They were unbelievable. The deal with China is going to be wonderful. I think it's going to be long-lasting. I got really along with President Xi very well, as you saw. You were there. Many of you were there. And I think it's great. I think it's great. I think it's really good. Are you set? Are you okay?
I'm sorry, I'm not getting any audio for the full time.
Okay, well, let's get it right.
All right, we have it now, sir.
Okay. So the trip was fantastic. We took in over $3 trillion, really in profit, if you want to define it that way. You see the farmers are very happy. I think it's 25 million tons, but it's numbers that they've never seen before in terms of the soybeans, in terms of other things. We have numbers coming to our farmers that the farmers have never seen before from China. Our farmers are very happy. I suggest that they go out and buy larger tractors and more land. Okay? We want larger tractors and more land because nobody's ever seen anything like it. I've given China great incentives to hold down the fentanyl, get rid of it ideally. You know, a lot of people don't know it's used as an anesthesia, it's used as a lot of things. A lot of good things happen, but unfortunately when it's developed a certain way, a lot of bad things happen. Because a lot of people would say, well, why is it made? I mean, it's made for a lot of good purposes, but it also has some very bad purposes when you design it a certain way and people can take it and design it. So China's working very hard on that. I really believe that. And they have an incentive. I'd love to get rid of the extra 10%. I put a 20% penalty on. I had a great conversation about it with President Xi yesterday. And I'd love to get rid of the other. As soon as we see that, we'll get rid of the other 10%. Other than that, we haven't cut the tariffs at all with China. But we're going to have a great relationship with them, I think, for a long period of time. If we have a smart president, we'll have a great relationship. A smart president, which is also a very strong possibility, then we won't have a great relationship. But China is, the meeting with China was incredible. The meeting with Japan, incredible. And the meeting with South Korea, likewise, incredible, all of them. And trillions of dollars are coming back to our country because of those meetings. And we have others planned with other countries, but those are big ones. And the meeting with China was one that everybody wanted. The meeting with the new Prime Minister, who's fantastic, of Japan, could not have gone better. We've worked out our deal, and South Korea, you saw the way we were treated. Our country is respected again. When they treat me with that kind of respect, they're treating our country with that kind of respect, which is much more important. And our country is respected again. Do you have any questions?
There are reports that you are considering strikes within Venezuela. Is that true?
No.
That you made a decision on that?
No, it's not true.
Mr. President, on the nuclear strikes, sorry, the nuclear tests that you were talking about, are you talking about literally resuming underground nuclear detonation tests?
You'll find out very soon, but we're going to do some testing, yeah. Other countries do it. If they're going to do it, we're going to do it.
Okay, you can't clarify whether you'll resume.
I'm not going to say yet. I mean, I know exactly what we're doing, where we're doing it, but other countries are doing it, and if other countries do it, we do it.
Do you have any details on the FBI thwarting that that terrorist attack in Michigan that was said to happen over the weekend, Halloween weekend? The FBI.
We're catching people before they ever start. Yep.
Mr. President, your response to Viktor Orban saying he will ask for an exemption from U.S. sanctions on Russian oil?
He has asked for an exemption. We haven't granted one, but he has asked. Viktor, he's a friend of mine. He's asked for an exemption. What else?
Mr. President, on Venezuela.
Yeah, please.
What did you talk about with Prime Minister Carney? Are you and Canada going to resume negotiations?
No, but I have a very good relationship. I like him a lot. But you know what they did was wrong. He was very nice. He apologized for what they did with the commercial. Because it was a false commercial. You know, it was the exact opposite. Ronald Reagan loved tariffs. And they tried to make it look the other way. And he did apologize, and I appreciated it. We had a great dinner, you know, with other countries, as you know. And I think we have a very good relationship personally. I think that what they did was wrong, but he apologized.
On the SNAP benefits set to expire tomorrow, folks are talking about putting out about canned goods and non-perishables for trick-or-treaters. Is there a possibility, like you did with the military moving around funds, is there a possibility to do that?
Well, there always is, but all the Democrats have to do is say, let's go. I mean, you know, they don't have to do anything. They don't have to agree. All they have to do is say, the government is open. And we only need 5 Democrats, but they're, you know, they've become a radical left party. They really have, they've become a very radical left partner. And they've lost their minds. They've lost their minds. All they have to do is say, the government is open, and that's the end of it. And, you know, largely, when you talk about SNAP, you're talking about largely Democrats. But I'm president. I want to help everybody. I want to help Democrats and Republicans. But when you're talking about SNAP, if you look, it's largely Democrats. They're hurting their own people. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Okay, hello, everybody. I thought it was an amazing meeting. He's a great leader of a very powerful, very strong country, China. And what can I say? We have, it was an outstanding group of decisions, I think, that was made. A lot of decisions were made, too. There wasn't too much left out there. And we've come to conclusion on many very important points, and we'll be handing that to you in a little while. We're having, because there was a lot of different things, many of them very important. We're in agreement on so many elements, large amounts, tremendous amounts of the soybeans and other farm products are going to be purchased immediately, starting immediately. If you notice, President Xi authorized yesterday for China to start, did you know that, right? China to start buying in very large quantities and other things, which I appreciated. That was a very nice gesture. And many other things like that. On fentanyl, we agreed that he was going to work very hard to stop the flow. It's a very complex subject because it's used for lots of different reasons, including anesthetics and things. But he's going to work very hard on it, precursors, and I think you're going to see some real action taken. I've agreed, as you know, I put a 20% tariff on China because of the fentanyl coming in, which is it's a big tariff. And based on his statements today, I reduced it by 10%, so it's 10% instead of 20% effective immediately. I believe he's going to work very hard to stop the death that's coming in. But again, it's complex because of what fentanyl is, what the precursors do. So I think you're going to see a big difference. We've had discussions on many of the elements that you're talking about all the time. You're asking me questions, and most of those things were I think agreed to for the most part. I think we agreed to almost everything in a very acceptable form. I wouldn't say everything was discussed because there were things that probably, in retrospect, we could have discussed and we didn't, for some reason, didn't come up. But if you have any questions, let me know. Go ahead.
What about chips, sir? Did you agree to sell any more down
chips? We did discuss chips, and they're going to be talking to NVIDIA and others about taking chips. Look, we make great chips. NVIDIA is the leader. And I'll be speaking to Jensen from NVIDIA, but they're going to be discussing that with NVIDIA to see whether or not they can do. I said that's really between you and NVIDIA, but we're sort of the arbitrator or the referee. It's a little rough up here. The skies are a little rough.
And just to clarify, sir, that is the downgraded Blackwell chips. You would authorize those to be exported?
No, not the Blackwell. We're not talking about the Blackwell. That just came out yesterday. Chips, a lot of the chips, and that's good for us.
How soon do you think you'd be able to sign an actual?
Please, come on. You know what you do? Yeah, come on.
Let me
stand
just
right over here.
Yeah, hey everybody, thanks. Let me just make a point on the chips. As the president was saying, there's so many chips we already sent to China, a lot of advanced chips, etc. And as he said, NVIDIA will talk to China and see what's possible. The Blackwell chips, of course, weren't discussed. We focused on export controls of China on rare earths, and they're going to keep those flowing, which is quite important.
Major stumbling blocks that are left now to work through, and how soon do you think you could sign a trade deal with China?
Well, I think pretty soon. We have not too many major stumbling blocks. We have a deal. Now, every year we'll renegotiate the deal, but I think the deal will go on for a long time, long beyond the year. We'll negotiate at the end of a year, but all of the rare earth has been settled, and that's for the world. I mean, worldwide. This, I guess you could really say this was a worldwide situation, not just a U.S. situation. So we continue to produce the rare earths and buy the rare earths and everything else, when you see from other countries. But China is, that whole situation, that roadblock is gone now. There's no roadblock at all on rare earth. That will hopefully disappear from our vocabulary for a little while.
So is that a one-year pause on the policy they announced?
It's a one-year agreement, and we'll extend it after a year.
And what will
like we do. It's a one-year deal that will, I think, be very routinely extended as time goes by.
To be totally clear, they're not going to impose the rare controls that they proposed. President Trump and President Xi came to an understanding on that side.
What will your new tariff rate on China's goods be once you sign a deal?
Other than what the tariffs remain exactly the same.
55%.
It's about it was 57. Now it's 47.
And how long?
Because we reduced it by the fentanyl, because I believe they are really taking strong action. We've already seen the action on fentanyl, and they're taking very strong action. So we reduced to 10%.
So that November date is gone when it was going to go up again?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right. So
That's all.
On fentanyl, they've agreed there are a variety of precursors. You may recall that actual fentanyl was scheduled by China in the president's first term successfully. There are certain precursors where they take whatever actions they need to control that. If they can control rare earths, we know they can control the precursors. And President Xi, I think, was very strong in saying he was going to enforce those laws internally. And of course, we'll watch that. And we'll
He's going to be very strong in enforcing the fentanyl, everything having to do with fentanyl and regulations internally, including taking very strong measures against those that don't obey.
And a variety of other tariffs still remain. Section 301 tariffs from the original, a variety of Section 232 tariffs. Some of these tariffs are, as the president mentioned, around 40%. For some individual products, it may go up to 100%, but as a general matter, it's about 45, 47%.
So, sir, it sounds like you might be going to China then after the successful meeting.
That's another thing we agreed. I'll be going to China in April, and he'll be coming here sometime after that, whether it's in Florida, Palm Beach, or Washington, D.C.
Did you read anything on the shipping fees, the 301 shipping event?
Well, that's been.
So we're going to postpone that while we negotiate with them about that issue. We're trying to rebuild shipbuilding. The Koreans just agreed to invest $150 billion in shipbuilding, so we think we have a good path forward.
But that's no longer an issue.
Did the war in Ukraine or Taiwan come up?
We discussed that, and we discussed basically these are rough winds in Asia. I must tell you, this is a rough flight. We could have waited an hour, maybe. This is a little tough. These are tough conditions for interviews. You know, they're going to be watching Trump. They're going to say he didn't look too good. He's got the shakes. I don't have the shakes, but people are going to think I do.
You're pretty solid.
So Ukraine, it came up.
Yeah, it did come up. Ukraine came up very strongly. We talked about it for a long time, and we're both going to work together to see if we can get something done. We agreed the sides are, locked in and fighting, and sometimes you have to let them fight, I guess. Crazy. But he's going to help us, and we're going to work together on Ukraine. There's not a lot more we can do. He's been buying oil from Russia for a long time. It takes care of a big part of China. And, I can say India's been very good on that front. But we didn't really discuss the oil. We discussed working together to see if we could get that war finished. It doesn't affect China. It doesn't affect us. And I'd like to see it done on the basis. I don't like to see 6,000, 7,000, 8,000 young people, mostly young people, for the most part soldiers, be killed. It's not costing us anything. In fact, money, and I don't even want to talk about making money. I don't care about making money in that case. But, we send weapons to NATO. They buy full price. They buy the weapons. They give them to whoever, but I think they give them probably to Ukraine for the most part. And we discussed it. We discussed all that. We're going to work together to try and get the war with Russia and Ukraine solved.
What about the Taiwan issue, sir?
It never came up. Taiwan never came up. It's not discussed, actually.
What else didn't come up that you thought might come up? You had mentioned you didn't get to everything.
We had a long meeting, as you know, but a lot of things we discussed in great detail. A lot of things we brought to finalization. A lot of finalization. I thought it was a great meeting. I think it was a very friendly meeting. It was a good meeting for two very large, powerful countries. And that's the way we should get along with the large, powerful.
Why did you write your Truth Social about nuclear testing? What about resuming nuclear testing. What prompted you to do that right before the meeting?
It had to do with others. They seem to all be nuclear testing.
Russia?
We have more nuclear weapons than anybody. We don't do testing. You know, we've halted it many years ago. But with others doing testing, I think it's appropriate that we do also.
Any details around the testing, sir? Like where, when?
It'll be announced. You know, we have test sites. It'll be announced.
Did Israel give you a heads up before they bombed Gaza? And is it still a ceasefire if they're stopping?
It is. No, they had a sniper, and one of their soldiers were killed, and they did retribution. So we'll see. But yeah, it is. It's back to ceasefire.
But is that?
What is the thinking behind reducing troops in Romania, the drawdown of U.S. troops in Romania?
You have to ask. I mean, I can tell you about it, but it's not very significant. It's not a big deal.
Nuclear weapons, sir. Which countries do you have in mind when you say you want to send a signal?
What a rough ride this is. The interviews are tough enough without your life being threatened. You guys okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
That camera guy's very steady. We're going to look real bad today on television, I'll tell you. I think that, it's pretty much, I think we've discussed mostly what we said, pretty comprehensive. We're going to issue a statement on some of the details. But overall, I guess on the scale of from 0 to 10, with 10 being the best, I would say the meeting was a 12. Okay, I think it was a 12. I think very importantly, just the whole relationship is very, very important. And I think it was very good.
Especially coming on the heels of the successful trip. We're in Malaysia. You signed a peace deal for Cambodia and Thailand. Critical mineral deals with all our allies.
So many successful meetings. Right. And so many meetings great for our country with literally hundreds of billions, trillions of dollars have come into our country over the last 4 days, represented by this meeting. But trillions of dollars, where Toyota is going to build plants, $10 billion worth of plants. And, I could go over so many different companies coming in. They're pouring money into the United States. So beyond even this meeting, this was an unbelievable trip. And I hope you're glad you were part of it. It was big. Every country, Japan, I mean, you look at South Korea, Japan, and so many other countries that we met there, they're investing tremendous amounts of money in the United States, like money that we've never seen before.
Sir, are we investments from China in the U.S., additional investments, anything like that?
They have investments, and they will invest, and China, I think they feel very strongly. They congratulated me on the tremendous success that we've had, because there's never been a country that has had so much money come into it for purposes of investment, for building, for auto plants, for AI, etc. So he was very strong on congratulating me for that.
But he didn't commit to any additional investment or outflow.
We didn't really discuss it, but he would.
Did you ever get through to Kim Jong-un about setting up a meeting? Does he have a phone?
We never were able to talk because I was so busy, and really this is why we came. I think it would have been maybe disrespectful to the importance of this meeting if we did that. So I'd come back with respect to Kim Jong-un. I'd come back. It was.
What do you want to talk about with him?
I had a great relationship with Kim Jong-un. I think if I didn't get elected, you would have had. If Hillary Clinton came in at the time, he doesn't like too many people other than me. If you want to know the truth, I think he would have had a big war. Could have been a very bad war too.
Sir, with the nuclear announcement, just one more on the nuclear announcement. Do you worry that we're entering a more risky environment when it comes to nuclear issues?
No, I don't think so. I think we have it pretty well locked up. But we have more than anybody. But I see them testing. I say, well, if they're going to test, I guess we have to test. I'd like to see a denuclearization because we have so many, and Russia has some. Russia's second, and China's third, and China will catch up within 4 or 5 years. I think de-escalation would be, they would call it denuclearization, would be a tremendous thing. And it's something, we are actually talking to Russia about that, and China would be added to that if we do something. Thank you all. It was a great success. It was a great honor. I mean, he's a tremendous leader of a very powerful country, and I give great respect to him, and we appreciate the fact that he came to this meeting. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Anything on Canada? Anything on Canada?
We had a very nice conversation with him last night. We really did.
Thank you.
Ooh, that was an amazing speech. I'm so proud of Trump. He's actually really funny. Oh my goodness, that was funny.
Good afternoon, everybody. How we doing? Good. Well, let's let these guys file out here. But, you know, what we just did was a little roundtable with leaders in the aviation industry. We've got leaders of labor represented. We've got leaders.
If anybody wants in the box, you can jump in. And we can discuss the topic that I'm watching.
Of
If you don't want to show yourself, you can keep your webcam dark. You don't have to show yourself.
the businesses that are, of course, making the airline industry run. And I just wanted to hear from people about the stresses of the aviation industry in light of the fact of the shutdown. And here's what I found out. It actually worries me a great deal because I think that as much as delays have gotten worse over the last couple of weeks, everybody here is very worried that we're going to see more delays, more stresses on the people who are actually making the aviation system run, and more problems for both the consumers, but also the great workers who make this incredible shining jewel of the American economy actually work and work on time and work safely. Here are the things that I worry about. I worry about the people who are scanning our bags and making us get through the security line. I worry they're not getting paychecks. They're starting to get worried about how to feed their families and how to pay school tuition and everything else. I worry about the pilots who haven't gotten paid in a long time. I worry about the air traffic controllers who, of course, make this entire system extra safe. I worry about them, you know, more worried about their credit card bill than they should be because they're not getting a paycheck because Democrats refuse to open the government. Now, I understand that a lot of Americans are sick of partisanship in Washington, D.C. Trust me, I've been here for 9 months in this job. I am sick of partisanship in Washington, D.C. But this is very, very simple. Every partisan dispute, every policy disagreement, all of these things we can talk about, we can reason through, we can disagree, we can shake hands and compromise on some of those issues, hopefully, but this is something that every single American, Democrat or Republican or Independent, should be able to agree on. Open the government. Stop this craziness and open the government. It's causing way too many problems, and some of the folks behind me are the people who are dealing with the problems. Now, let's just recap exactly what's happened politically in this town related to the government shutdown. We have had now multiple votes to reopen the United States government. The House of Representatives has voted affirmatively to reopen the United States government. 52 Republicans and 3 Democrats consistently vote to reopen the United States government, but we need 60 votes. So all we need to end the craziness, to pay the air traffic controllers, to pay the TSA agents, to pay the pilots, to make sure that food stamp benefit you, to go out to the American people who need them, all we need is 5 reasonable Democrats.
Thank you guys so much for joining me. Next time that I will be doing this a lot more because we can interact a little bit better than you just being my YouTube. Just saying. And we can talk about the topics that I present on the screen. And it will just be interesting to see what your guys' thoughts on it. But I'm going to end the live now. But I think the next stream that I do, which will be about Trump, I will definitely be using this platform. So if anybody, whenever I put the link down, you just click it in the chat and it will direct you to the box. And I will be more than happy to let you in and we can talk about it, debate it, whatever you like. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe, comment, like, share, all the good stuff. Have a good Halloween, but please be safe, okay? Eat your apples. Okay, don't eat too much. Don't eat candy. It's not good for you. I'm joking, guys. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. And God bless every one of you. And if you also want to support me, which I always appreciate it, no matter the amount, if I'm live here, you just put your phone on that QR code, or you can go to my YouTube, and my link for that, my Patreon link, is in my bio. But I will see you